I immediately found myself gravitating towards the Cult of the Lamb based on its art style and flair. Massive Monster found themselves a hit with the Cult of the Lamb, and as of writing this review, it has sold over 1 million copies. Yes, that's right, 1 million copies. This roguelite has taken the streaming world by storm with its cute character designs, base building, and twists on eldritch horror. Few games manage to achieve such a mix of genres and come out with the explosive success that the Cult of the Lamb has. It is a good game, we all know it, so let's get into why it's so good and what could be improved in the review. Enjoy! Right off the bat, when I look at this game, I think distinctive, alluring and fresh. It has one of the best visual styles I've seen in an indie game, and I've played through tons, whether it be the Moonlighter, the Shop Management and Dungeon Crawler, or the Spiritfarer with its calm and melodic atmosphere. Nothing quite hit the spot the way of the Cult of the Lamb, and this game is positively oozing with style and artistic flair. From the reactions of the characters and how they interact with each other and the leader, to how varied the enemies are in their design, Massive Monster really pulled out all the stops on this front. Their previous titles, Never Give Up and Adventure Pals, appear to have been the artistic precursors to the Cult of the Lamb.
I can do it. Oh, I'm alive! I'm alive! As God as my witness, I will never die again. Dead again!
And as you can see, the evolution of the art style is culminating in this game. The world building is poignant and well thought out, and the characters are having their own personalities as well as weaknesses, as these aspects are plain to see in the design of the world. There are various hub areas, each with their own theme. One particular area that really struck my fancy was Midas Cave, which was aptly named, for as I arrived in this cave that glistened in gold, the tone was immediately evident as I glanced upon the follower-shaped golden statues, and the nefarious looking rich dude who was trying to coax me into spending my gold, or worse, sacrificing my own follower for monetary gain. I love that, and each area has its own thing going on that made it distinct from the rest. By far the best part of the art style is the followers. They are so animated with a large spectrum of emotions. They can be named and customized, giving them their own unique look and feel. I'd love to see some variation in their audio to add that extra layer of customization through their voices. These little guys are so cute as they go about their business, be it worshipping, cutting trees, or being sick. Each animation is so well done that you grow attached to these followers. The combination of great art, endearing animations, and the general merriment and tone of the followers goes such a long way to building the world around you, ultimately creating a beloved following that feels rewarding in accomplishments and favor. Throw in dozens of items and buildings that you can craft, farm, or create, and you can have an experience so catered for you that you'd start to ask, how did I ever live without a game like this? Customizing almost every aspect of your journey. It really hit home in ways that I never thought possible when playing games like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon. Gameplay. What makes or breaks any game, and to put it in a snobby British accent, for what is a game's worth if not for the sum of all its parts? There have been plenty of titles that have had great concepts but failed in their execution. Be it Anthem with its phenomenal idea of a vast open world that you could fly around in your Iron Man suits, or Outriders with its magic super soldier combat, and unfortunately those gaps that you had to cross by using cutscenes. Sometimes the execution is there, sometimes it's not. Cult of the Lamb basically hit a home run with just a few exceptions, so let's start with the good. So you're a lamb. You get sacrificed, only to then be resurrected with the deity powers that you see in the game. These powers range from coercing characters to join your following to straight up wielding curses and magical weapons. As you progress over time, you start to build up a home base for your cult. the devotion from your followers acting as a leveling system, and as you gain more of it you start unlocking more buildings and bonuses. These bonuses can give you stronger weapons during dungeon runs that work in a roguelite fashion, so having strong weapons is pivotal to your success. Then you have more buildings like an outhouse for your followers to poop in, and farms that are managed by your followers. My favourite building had to be the temple, where you got to deliver sermons and do rituals that would give your cult changing benefits. Alongside that, you get to upgrade your lamb with new equipment and perks in the form of tarot cards. Each of these alter your run significantly if it wasn't for the inclusion of an already overpowered piece of equipment, which I'll mention soon. One of the systems that plays a major role in the game are the dungeons. These function as you would expect them to in a roguelite. You go dungeon diving for resources, you're given a set of random weapons and curses, which are basically like magic spells, and then you're set on your way. Most of the levels are generated randomly with the exception of a few specific events and boss fights. The fights feel fluid and responsive, and the weaponry and magic feels great. There are a couple of problems that will make themselves evident throughout your time with the game. The first is its systems. Many of them feel like they fall just short of their potential in a game where choice is one of the main draws. Many of the choices you make feel a little redundant, whether it be the tarot card system or the weapons and cloak you choose. Those choices are clearly overshadowed by certain combination of items. For instance, the golden fleece that your lamb wears provides incremental damage buffs per enemy that you kill, but you take double damage. The game is by no means difficult, and at one point on the stream I had 1300% extra damage, and as a friend put it, I was one-shotting the world. Really nothing could stop me as I go along in my surroundings, killing everything. Bosses became trivialized and weapons and curses didn't really matter, as I was only picking weapons that had a high base damage. The bosses towards the end of the game weren't all that difficult, and so maintaining my damage bonus was easy. In the future I'd like to see the Golden Fleece tweaked and some of the other weapons, cards and curses reworked so that there's a vast array of options to go for, giving you more chances for run-defining instances. As I mentioned earlier, you play as a lamb who was sacrificed in order to stop some kind of doomsday end of the world scenario, but just as you're about to move on in the afterlife, you're resurrected by an ominous figure who promises you immortality as long as you free him by killing his brothers who chained him up. Each of the brothers are called bishops who act as gatekeepers, and every time you delve into a dungeon and get to the end, you'll have the opportunity to beat them and break a chain. The story is by no means expansive, but every brother has his own personality, look and attack patterns. After defeating each brother, more of the story is revealed and you eventually find out the whole truth. It's by no means a Hades level of storytelling, but there is a little to tickle your pickle. Most of the story for me was derived from experiences I had with my followers and the interactions that occurred. The choice of customization, the options you have available as a leader of the cult, gives you narrative tools to write and make your own story, whether it be sacrificing a follower who is dissenting and turning them into a gold statue, or having a doctrine that allows you to sacrifice elders as a ritual, gaining mass amounts of experience. The story is what you make of it and one of the best parts of the game. Hey guys, as you probably noticed, I stream, so find me on twitch.tv/beardedbreakdown, link in the description. How does it run? Initially the game was working absolutely fine. No frame drops, absolutely silky smooth streaming experience. But then there was a patch which froze your game after you performed a sermon, halting you and your followers in an endless animation. Luckily you still have access to the save button and can return to the main menu and reload at any given point, which only took a couple of seconds on an SSD. Other than that, there were a few enemy AI bugs which caused unpredictable behavior, and projectiles that seemingly hit me even though I was nowhere near them. All to be expected from an indie title, and I'm sure they'll address it in the future. The game looks fantastic at 4K with vibrant color palettes and animations flowing seamlessly. It performed excellently on 4K, 2K and 1080p, and clearly has been optimized to hell and back, which I greatly appreciate. Sound design quirky, rhythmic and tonally appropriate, sets the mood for your cult activities, matching your crusades beat for beat as you edge ever closer to the finale. The slash of a sword, the slam of a hammer all accompany you on your quest to rid the world of the 4 bishops that plague the lands, in hopes that you can bring back your master and restore justice to the world. The sounds of interactions between you and your followers are cute, whether it's giving your followers daily inspiration or initiating a dance while chanting monk sounds from the Age of Empires. Give them inspire. Okay, this one. We're like dancing together. Or plucking vegetables, attention to detail is evident throughout. Boss fights are particularly hyped and there's such a sharp contrast to the bass music, and it's just so damn good. It's such a shame that there isn't more of it, but hey, if you're an indie developer, there's only so much you can do. In fact, I think this music is so good, I'm going to go ahead and play it for you, so listen out. There you have it, the sound design for Cult of the Lamb. Now, one of the reasons this is so excellent is it matches you beat for beat, pace for pace, and step for step, allowing you to immerse yourself in the world. And once that flow state of immersion is achieved, every scene, every chapter, every single line of dialogue, if you have dialogue, allows you to fully absorb the world and create a lovely experience from start to finish. Now, although Cult of the Lamb doesn't have any voiced dialogue, you can certainly feel the emotions from the characters. Their designs are so expressive, and so is the music, and I think Massive Monster have done an absolutely smashing job on the sound design for this game. So as you can tell, I've written a glowing recommendation and the reasons are evident. You get what you pay for and then so much more. It's truly astounding how quickly time raced past me while playing, and I was left with wanting more. And to put this in perspective, I'm currently reviewing Saints Row and I'm streaming it, and I'm not having anywhere near as much fun as I did with Cult of the Lamb. Massive Monster hit the winning formula here. And with their latest announcement, there's tons more free content to come with Cult of the Lamb. You may find your love for base management in this game, or perhaps it will scratch your roguelite itch. No matter the type of gamer, there's something here for everyone, except for the FPS nuts. Those guys are just waiting for their latest COD, which I'll be covering on the channel by the way, so stay tuned. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed the review. I had a blast of Cult of the Lamb and it surprised me in more ways than one. And it's earned its truly excellent stamp. You'll find it on PC, Xbox, PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. I'll catch you guys on the next breakdown. See ya.